This video is on the limit of a function part 9. Now here we want to determine the infinite limit, and here I wrote down the problem the limit of 4 divided by x minus 3 as x approaches 3 from the right. So one way to see this problem is you could just plug this into your calculator and graph it, and it'll give you the graph of it, which is probably an easy way to go about it. But another way to think about it is if you plug in values in here into the x, you're going to get values. So why don't we go ahead and plug in some values into here so you can see how it's going to look out on here, and then I'll show you the graph of what it looks like. So if you plug 6 into right here, you're going to get 4/3. So here's 4/3. If you plugged 4 into here, you're going to get 1. You're going to get 4 right there. If you plug in 3.5 into here, you're going to get a half. So that's going to multiply. That's going to be 2. That's going to be 8. And then that'll be 16. And that'll be 40. So if you notice what's happening is that as you're getting closer to 3, because you're actually coming at this problem from this side. You're coming from f of x, you're coming from the x this way until you approach the 3. Now as these numbers, as the x's are getting smaller, or as they're getting closer to 3, you'll notice that the y value is actually increasing. So here, as you're putting in these values into here, the y value is actually getting bigger. So what this graph's going to look like, it's going to look like this. Just like that. So as the values of x approach 3, this is going to get infinitely bigger. So the limit of this as it approaches 3 is actually equal to infinity. So now let's do the other problem, but now let's approach the 3 from the left. So here, if you're doing this problem, now if we're going to approach this problem from this side, coming this way, well, we're going to have it's going to look a little bit different. So when we approached it from the right, it looked like that. Now what happens when we approach it from the left? So let's plug in values into here. If you plug in 0 here, you're going to get negative 4/3. You're going to get negative 2, negative 4, negative 8, negative 16, and negative 40. So as you plug in these values into here, you'll come up with these outputs. So as you're noticing, these values of y are actually getting smaller and smaller. Well, they're getting more negative. So as you're coming this way, the values of y are actually getting more and more negative. So what's happening as you approach from the left is, well, that's not a very good. You're coming in like this. So it's actually the opposite of what's happening if you're coming from the right. So as you're coming from the left, approaching 3, these numbers are going to get more and more and more negative. So the answer to this is negative infinity. So as you approach 3 from the left, you're going to get closer to negative infinity. So that's how you solve these two. As you can notice that they're just the opposite of each other. If you come in this way, it just goes up, and if you come in this way, it goes down. So anyhow, I hope this made sense to you, and I hope you enjoyed the video.